Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Allotment of the Dead. Been a while since I've posted a video. Been quite busy at work. Lots of other things going on as well. So I thought I'd finally get round to sowing my tomato seeds. And I think a couple of months back, maybe January time, I made a video where I said I wasn't going to plant a lot of tomatoes this year. I was going to go to town with the chilies, plant a load of chilies, and that's what I've done. Massive amount of varieties of those. But what I did say at the time was I'm not going to plant a lot of tomatoes. So normally I plant around kind of, I don't know, 20 or so different varieties. Some inside the polytunnels, some outside in the surrounding area outside the polytunnels. I know this year I haven't got much space in the polytunnels because the chilies pretty much are going to take up probably most of that space. So I was going to do about 6 varieties or so of tomato until my lovely friend in Canada sent me the seeds for probably about another 6 or 7 varieties of tomato. So thanks to Ali in Canada again. I'm going to get around to planting some of those today. So it looks like I've got a lot more varieties than I was going to actually originally plant. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It looks like I'm back up to 20 varieties. So that kind of went a bit out the window, I think. Right, so let's have a show you kind of what we're going to plant this year. So we've got a pink boar, nice large varieties. I do like the large tomatoes rather than the small cherry tomatoes. I think you get a lot more kind of flavour and texture out of them. The bells will be going because I've got the back door open and it's really quite windy outside, so bear with me with that. We've got Black Beauty, again a lovely black variety there. We've got the large barred boar, which is almost like a modification of the pink boar there. We've got a Dr. Wicks Yellow, and then again another really large variety. We've got the Green Giant, a nice green variety. We've got a variety called Carbon, which is supposed to be one of the most tasty tomatoes you can buy. I do quite like them. They are quite really heady in terms of that tomato flavour. Just come out very well. We've got the Brad's Atomic Grape. Again, I grow this every year. A really weird looking plant. It's quite spindly most of the time. It doesn't put out a massive amount of leaves, but the fruit on it is really good and really colourful. So have a look at that one. And I've got one off the front of my garden magazine that I get every month called Cœur de Boue. Going to plant that one just because I've not really heard of that one. So then in addition to that, we've got one from Premier Seeds Direct, which is a garden peach. So this is the variety that has got furry tomatoes. There's a few different furry tomato plants. Solanum species are quite varied in kind of the things that the varieties and stuff that come out from these species. Massive amounts of modifications and variations in all of these particular plants. And then on top of that then, so the ones from Ali, I've got Ananas Noir, most colourful tomato, one of the most colourful ones you can buy or find. We've got the Balkan Zauber. I've got the Purple Bumblebee Cherry. I've got the Paul Robeson. I've got Ozark Sunrise. And I've got this Britain's Breakfast. I'm just intrigued as to what that actually is. I think it looks like a normal kind of looking tomato. So Britain's Breakfast tomato. So we'll give that a go as well. And the last one is I've actually got 3 others or 4 others. It looks like I've got 24 maybe, or maybe 20. I think it probably is 20. So we've got the 3 varieties which I know are blight free. So blight is one of those kind of fungal bacterial kind of diseases that a lot of solanum species, including things like chilies and aubergines to an extent as well, can get this horrible fungal infection whereby all the stems and the leaves start to go brown and kind of fuzzy. And it usually means kind of that the plant will end up dying, because the actual fruit themselves as well can get affected by these as well. If they're not affected, you can still eat them. But generally, this fungi is only something that actually grows on live plants. So when it's dead, it's generally going to be okay. You can probably put it in your into your compost and things like that. It's not going to do much in the way of harm. That being said, anything with a disease in, I would normally try and get rid of down the tip, because there might be other things actually within that plant that isn't just blight. It might be something else as well. So 3 blight varieties. I've got Cocktail Crush, I've got Crimson Crush, and I've got another one called Burlesque, which is a little bit of a larger variety. And the final one I'm growing is going to be RAF. So the RAF tomato, it stands for Resistente Fusiforme, I think. Developed by a French company to be resistant to a fungi that is present in fungal root disease. So this was developed back then. It is considered to be one of the most expensive tomatoes that you can buy. The plants are quite small. They only grow to about 1 meter tall, and they don't give a massive amount of fruit, but the fruit is supposed to be really, really, really nice tasting, really fantastic flavour. But they are determinate plants. So these are ones that will grow as a bush. Again, you're not going to get a variety, that many fruit on these. But I'll be giving this a go this year. Heard really, really good things about this. And again, intrigued as to see what these things look like. They're supposed to be a little slightly more acidic than a lot of tomatoes, but that kind of saltiness as well in the fruit that is supposed to, in effect, enhance that flavour. So that's the last one I'll be planting. So we'll actually start with that one. I'm going to plant the entirety of these because I want to get quite a few plants of this one. All of my tomatoes this year will be grown outside. A lot of people have started their tomatoes already. I haven't. This is literally the first sowing of tomatoes this year for me. And I don't think I'll be growing any more after this. So whatever's sown here will be the only ones I'm actually going to plant. And hopefully we'll get a few plants. My wife has got some tigerella growing in the front room at the moment on the windowsill. So pretty much anyone who has an allotment or has especially a vegetable garden, chances are they'll probably run out of space on their window sills and things like that quite quickly. So I'll put this into these nice little green trays, and then we've got some propagator lids we can put on them, and then these will go on the Super 7s that I've got upstairs, because all of the chilies have moved on from those Super 7s now as well. So okay, so what we'll do is we'll have a couple of lines using the trusty chopstick, and then we'll plant these in a couple of lines across the green. So this is just Jack's Magic. I haven't got any of the F1 at home at the moment. I think I've got 1 bag left down the plot, so I'll probably bring that home at some point. And we'll just drop the seeds into the nice little holes I've made. I think there's about 10 seeds in these packets. Most of the time when you buy tomatoes, it's usually only around 10 seeds or so you get, unless you get to a place that sells seeds to farmers and that sort of thing. Or mole seeds. Mole seeds grow, they sell things like tomatoes and stuff in larger quantities of seeds. So worth a go if you want to grow a massive amount of anything. So what we'll do is that's the last one. So that's all of these nicely planted, and we'll give them a cover up. See if I can find the label, and we'll give them a water. Okay, so I'm going to do that with the rest of them. I'll keep you informed as to how they're doing, when to pot them on. But again, these will hopefully grow quite quickly. So starting a little bit later than what I originally wanted to do probably won't be an issue. These plants will catch up quite quickly, and hopefully we'll get some decent fruit off them in the season, even though they're going to be going outside. So I think the fact that I've started later as well means by the time these get to any amount of size, I'll be able to take them straight down the plot, and it won't be an issue. I can pretty much probably plant them straight outside once they get big enough. So in some ways, it's probably best I've started this late. Okay, so I'll carry on with this, and we'll call it a day for today. So all the best, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.